opening day about a month and a half away, exclusively on Arc Maine now. The Maine Mariners are announcing their new team president and CEO.
Adam Goldberg stepped down from the role a few months ago, and now the organization is ready to name their new face of the front office.
Making his first appearance as the Mariners' new chief executive officer is Burke Cherrie. Congratulations, Burke. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Thank you for having me.
So first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you found yourself with the Mariners?
Sure. Yeah, I come from a sports media and film production background. Been in Portland for the last 6 years, helped launch Hearts of Pine, and that's how I got introduced to Dexter Payne, our owner. So it's been a fun ride. I've been working with the Mariners for the last couple of months, and excited to take the next step with the organization.
Now, you've lived in Maine since 2020. How important was getting this gig and staying right here in the state?
Yeah.
It's really important. Everything is so locally focused, and it's really important to kind of focus on community and bring that through in everything we do.
What does this moment mean to you, being announced as the next president?
It's a fun opportunity. I've held leadership roles at sports media organizations, at clubs, including Hearts of Pine here in town, and it's just a really interesting opportunity with a sport that's endemic, that's beloved, where kids play pond hockey. How do we bring that into the experience? How do we make it more community focused? Led by hockey is something we're talking about on a daily basis as we take these next steps.
Yeah. How would you describe yourself and your leadership style?
I'm a lot. I can give you that much. No, I bring a lot of I'm not a typical CEO, to be honest. I'm very focused on brand and marketing and storytelling, community. Those are the things that bring us together. That's the things that make us fall in love with sports. I'm a Philly sports. I grew up outside of Philadelphia, and it's the wins and the losses. If you tell the right story around that, people want to come back and they want more of that, and that's what I believe.
So what did you see in this organization that made you say, this is where I want to be?
Incredible ownership, incredible coach. The foundation is just there, and you have a place that loves hockey. I've been spending time with other ECHL presidents and things like that. They have to kind of trick people to come into the building. Places like Lewiston, they just bleed hockey, and that's something that we want to bring to the forefront and really kind of be more of a protagonist all the way up and down, from the grassroots to the very top here in Maine.
You've worked at a range of teams and leagues, including the NFL, NHL, U.S. Soccer, the Premier League. You mentioned Hearts of Pine. What makes hockey different, and where you want to have this venture?
It's got an edge. It's gritty. It's hardworking, and I want the brand and the experience to be a reflection of that. We got Rick Kowalski, who played here in the 90s. I want it to feel a little bit more like that kind of hockey moving forward, because I think that's what Mainers are. That's what they want, and we can have some fun doing that too.
And you've worked with Paramount, NBC, Fox Sports, along with CNN, Nickelodeon. What can you take from working in media like that to running a hockey team, Burke? A little different.
It is different. It is different. But I'm a big believer in storytelling. Everyone's going to hear that from me over and over again. I think that's what brings us together. I grew up in a family where you sit around the table and you tell stories. That's what sports is. That's what sports fans do. That's what happens down at Dewey's. When you're sitting around watching a game. That's what kind of unites, kind of brings my experience from media and marketing and brand storytelling into the experience of the Mariners. So just shining a different light on the players, the coaches, the fans, and the community.
You mentioned the Hearts of Pine. You know as well as everybody else, it's all about fan experience.
Sure.
How important is that for you with the Maine Mariners now?
Huge, huge. It's fans are what sports are about, and we have to kind of bring that connection even closer and closer. Let more people in. Maine has grown, but there's such an amazing base of hockey fandom here. But there's a whole community. I've got young kids, and I see they want to be part of hockey. So how do we kind of make this multi-generational experience, the bread and butter of the Maine Mariners?
And what's the first thing you want Mariners fans to know about you?
That's a good question. I like to win.
Oh.
So
that's all we need to know.
And we can do as many promos as you want, but really the bottom line comes down: if you're successful on the ice, and fans are so desperate for a championship. We have not had a hockey championship since like 1994 with the Portland Pirates. We've made the playoffs the last couple of years. So talk about how important it is to get the cheeks in the seats, like I like to say.
Led by hockey. That's what we're going to keep talking about. If we have a great product on the ice, people will rally around that. And then I get to tell stories about that, and then more people start to talk about it. When the team made the run last year, the 11-game win streak, people were talking about it in the stands at T-ball while I was watching my kids. They talk about winning sports, and New England sports fans, they just don't like to lose. So let's take ownership of that and set the team up. All our decisions that I'm going to make as a CEO will be to put the best product on the ice, and then we can build a whole world around that.
Final question here. What excites you the most about this opportunity?
I love the winter. And I think there's something really special about when people get together and experience something in the winter, whether it's skating on a pond or going to a concert at the State Theater. I want the Mariners to be the best experience that you can have in the winter, and that's what really gets me excited getting out of bed every day.
It is definitely one of the highlights in the wintertime.
There is something to say about walking over to the Cross Insurance, wearing a heavy jacket, wearing your Maine Mariners beanie and things like that to go to a game, because it really feels like winter.
And walk into that warmth and win some hockey.
And win some hockey games. There you go.
Burke Cherrie, thanks for coming on to Arc Maine.
Thank you for having me.
Go Mariners.
You smell that? That smells like a Kelly cup in the future, right?
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
There we go.